there, just and then there.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean.
Because I don't know if I can like creep along to like
creeping through the internet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share out the show. Hey everybody, it's the pre-show.
Trolling the internet.
The pre-show.
It's the pre-show when
It's the
we talk about
pre-show.
what we're gonna do on the show, and
The
I've got
pre-show.
a lot of great stuff to talk about. Most of it's comics. Free Comic Book Day stuff was announced.
Oh, that's coming up soon. Yeah.
Yeah, August, not soon. Ed Brubaker had a dope piece in his newsletter, and the gala of the year, the banquet of the year, the black tie affair, definitely be there. Hellfire Gala.
Mean, I'll be damned if I'm not fascinated by all the outfits they're going to be wearing on the red carpet here.
Oh, well, we are talking about those.
I'm embracing my inner Joan Rivers here, I suppose. You know?
Wow, that is way dated, maybe. But yeah, we got that. We got this. That's really it as far as comics goes and news. And then, of course, the thing on everyone's lips, everyone's argumentative tongue, the Snyder Cut, which I don't think anybody watched it but me.
I did not.
Well, Sorry. I'll mention a few things, and then we'll talk Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I know everybody in here watched.
Yep.
Because damn, the MCU
that's what we wanted to watch.
Never misses. I do have some food news. We got a moment of destruction.
Food news
this week, Adam.
Man, that's gonna be all you. I did not.
And then a very odd top three. What a light week it was for me. There were some shining gems though that we'll bring up. One I know is going to surprise you, but not for.
Gomer's really holding us down this week, though. He's the only one who read the Moment of Destruction thing. He's the only one who watched the Snyder Cut.
I know, you guys are fucking killing me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Moment of Destruction books really, they didn't call out to me. It was just okay.
The Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
It was okay.
Transformers
It was
stuff.
quite good. I had a good time reading it. Anyway, we're gonna get to all of that later.
And then a G.I. Joe book that came out a month ago
I'm
already.
not even talking about Castle Fall. We already talked about that so many weeks ago because it dropped digitally. Anyway, on the 23rd, that's this Tuesday. That's the day after tomorrow. We are doing Akira with the Tetsuo. Yeah, I shared a video.
You did.
Every time the two leads said each other's names, it was very fun. It wasn't as long as I thought it would be, but it was still very long.
It's for the length of the movie. Plot of the movie, though.
Yeah. The Bullies, I think, as far as I know, are hanging out for that one. That'll be great.
I might even show up.
Oh, look out. Ooh. And then on the 30th, top 5 TV shows. I've already got all mine. I'm basically figured out. Figured out.
I don't know. I want to sit in on that one, but I don't know.
Well, figure it out. You're going to have a lot of weird animation.
Not all animation.
It will be.
There will be some.
I know you. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, look forward to that.
And
so
none of it will be manga.
Let's get the
anime.
Let's get the show going. I got a new intro. Ching.
What is this new opening?
You're fired. Everybody's fucking fired.
Perfect.
What are they, on a technical or something?
You don't know what that's from?
What movie is that from?
I'm gonna let Adam or Taylor, because I know somebody knows. Maybe the chat will know.
It's familiar, but I just don't. Not ringing any bells.
Pop quiz, hot shot. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back to another episode of this Geek in Comics, Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
You guys don't know where that's from? Where that clip was from?
It looks familiar. It's not.
Here, maybe I can play it without actually having to.
Yeah, play it again for me.
Video.
I actually was not really paying attention.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for paying attention. Here it is.
We are just phoning it in today.
Yeah, we are.
Literally.
This doesn't really work right.
Oh,
it's working better now. Here it is. Oh no, it's
you jinxed it.
You're fired. Everybody's fucking fired.
Oh, is that Speed?
Oh, it's Speed.
It
Speed.
is.
I knew
Okay.
you would know it. I know you would know just that dumb, stupid movie reference.
Whoa.
I love that movie
Whoa,
so
man.
much.
It's
I
a
watched
know.
that.
good movie.
I've watched that twice already this week.
That's
And it's
Gomer's
just, and I
movie
say that,
for the
all I
Criterion
did was sit
Collection.
around and watch 4-hour movies and Speed twice. No, it's while I'm doing other things. It's what I did all like the entire day, all like 12 hours.
I just
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, the
I just
entire
don't
day
know
you're
if I
watching
could use
Snyder
the
Cut.
Snyder Cut as background noise.
It's not
I mean-
really background noise. I mean, I'm paying attention. It's just taking me like 8 hours. It took me 8 hours to watch it the first time I watched it.
I can't
The
really
second
do
time,
movies
not
in
as
the
much.
background, you know. Like if I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it, I'm gonna watch it, you know.
Yeah, and that's what it does. But it took me literally the first time watching it because it's broken up into parts, so you can just pause it, you know, when it's at that part. Anyway, yeah, we talked about that. Segment 1. Let's just talk about this now because Adam's gonna fuck up the moment of destruction.
Oh man,
Grimlock. Is that
Hey,
that
where's your
one with
wheelie?
Wheelie?
where's your
Oh, is
wheelie?
that the wheelie?
There he is. Even though he can't transform, but he's still
doesn't
pretty cool
transform,
because he can ride him.
Barely posable, dude, but
Oh man.
oh, he's gorgeous. It's the studio series. I think it's 86.
Yep,
Yeah,
86.
Transformers 86.
Grimlock, based on the figure from or the character from the 86 animated movie. I detest the studio series basically because most of them are from the Bay movies.
Yeah, pretty much. But,
But,
all
oh
the
my
86 ones
God.
are really cool looking.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. How do I get the hell out of here?
I don't know, man.
There it goes. All right, so yeah, that's my segment 1. That's what I
She's
did all
phoning
week. I
it
played
in.
I watched movies and played with toys.
Ah.
He's beautiful.
Living the dream.
I am. I really am. He's beautiful. He's just gorgeous.
He is.
And Wheelie's got like a little peg, so she could like, or he can like sit right on.
And that Grimlock's actually pretty easy to transform.
Oh yeah, he's not bad. It's a 25 step. You know, it's pretty basic.
Me, Grimlock, easy to play with.
And the robot mode is wonderful. Very poseable. Looks great. You know, easily 8 out of 10, I'd say, for a figure review, man. Perfect. Love it.
Just need a better wheelie.
Exactly. If you're gonna give me the wheelie, which is great, give me a better wheelie. Give me a transforming fucking transformer.
Right. And I have one because I mean I
He's
have
not
one
an
sitting on my
action
shelf.
master, folks.
It's really an add-on, so you can't complain too
Nah, I
much.
can. I just did.
You shouldn't
Put his
complain
name on
too
the
much.
box. He should be a workable character.
Yeah,
figure.
yeah. I agree 100%. But yeah. So what's up, everybody? How's your week? Anything you want to talk about before we get into it?
Bought a 3D printer.
Another one,
Ooh.
or did you not have one?
I didn't have one. This is
Well,
like
that's
this is like
exciting.
the completion of like a 10-year dream.
What are you gonna make with it first?
I am
Dice,
debating
right?
right now.
Dice. Make me
I've
some
got a
dice.
bunch of STL files with like D&D kind of figures, fantasy
Ooh,
figures.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I
with
also
them.
have a bunch of STL files with like this game system called Hextech, which is basically hexagonal based buildings for BattleTech.
Fun.
So you've seen those, Gomer. I know you
I have. I have.
but I bought the files to make them, print them on my own. So
That's dope.
I'm debating.
It's expensive, man. The ink is very, very expensive.
The
I
resin. The resin is a little
That's
bit
the ink.
expensive.
Oh, I guess it's not ink. You're right.
Yeah, it's
The resin.
it's photoreactive resin, so it requires
What
a
does that
UV
mean?
light to. It basically requires a UV light to help cure it to form it into the 3D printing.
Oh, that's cool.
The printer I got is basically a UV printer with a resin basin in it. It's
Yeah.
the Mars from Ilagu.
You might as well have just made that up.
I
I have no idea.
The prices of these printers have like dropped to like under
They have.
$300.
I have noticed that.
So I
and the
like got
ink,
one.
Well, a resin is coming down.
Oh yeah, the resins through Amazon are anywhere from $19 to $35.
Yeah. And
Well,
you
I
can
mean,
make
with
your
all
own.
things, it perpetually gets more cost effective the longer it's around.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
but you can get. I know that.
Except for Transformers figures, you won't
No,
believe. You
No,
won't
they just
believe
get more
it.
expensive.
well, you.
Oh, they
eventually
can
probably
produce
be
that
able
for
to-
really cheap, and they know they can charge, and you'll still pay for it. So
Yeah,
Right.
there's a
That's
market
right.
for it.
Yeah.
Plus, you could
Capitalism
also
sucks.
Plus, I bet a lot of these third-party transformer makers are using printing like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure they are.
I know they're at least using 3D modeling for their designs.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so that's cool. What else? Anybody else? Nothing.
Nothing exciting.
We're 10 days out to Kong and Godzilla.
I know that is exciting.
Oh, I hate Funko now.
Oh yeah, that was the worst kept secret in movies, dude. Who
Well,
the bad
I
guy
still
was
wanted to
in
be
Godzilla vs
surprised.
Kong. You wouldn't have been.
I've only been making that joke for the
Then
longest
don't
time
go
on
look
here, man.
for it, man. I mean,
I didn't go
No,
looking
Funko
for it.
pushed the.
Funko
We're talking about
put
Mecha Godzilla. They
Yeah,
Funko
pushed
always
the top.
spoils character inclusion.
They do,
always
man.
do.
They do. Remember?
I wanted to be surprised. I knew
Yeah.
it was probably going to happen, but I wanted to be surprised.
Remember
I
when they
haven't seen
sold
what
me?
you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. So you could avoid seeing it if you want to.
It's
well,
hard though.
It's
It
hard,
really is.
especially when it's on your Twitter feed.
Yeah, and he's looking for Funko stuff.
Right,
you know,
right. Yeah,
outside
David
of
actually
that,
actively looks for Funko
That's
stuff.
impossible, dude.
That would
and,
be a spoiler I could see. Yeah, that sucks.
And dude, come on, the Go Crew, you know, Baby Yoda, whatever. That shit, they waited. They waited
They could have.
to show everybody the toys. You know, the toys did not spoil that. Scarlet Witch, the toys did not spoil that. But I know for a fact the week after the episodes premiered, there was a Scarlet Witch in her full Scarlet Witch uniform. There was a White Vision, Spectral Vision pop.
There was
they
an
waited.
Agatha Harkness.
So exactly after she came out, you know, Magic-y, they had that character in a pop form. So if they wanted to, so you can't really blame Funko. I think you have to blame Warner Brothers. And again, that was the worst fucking kept secret in movies right now, man. Everybody knew it was gonna be Mechagodzilla. But yeah, I'm stoked.
I am too. I'm just
It's gonna be great. And it's
Like-
those movies, it's really not about, you know, the mystery plot. It's about
no, it's
I
all
am
about
not
giant
cool
beasts
action.
kicking the shit out of each other.
I am for neither team. I just hope both teams have fun.
No. This motherfucker going like the Super Bowl.
Fuck having fun. I'm here to watch them kick the shit out of each
Yeah.
other.
I want to see a city
I
get
am
smashed.
totally team radioactive lizard.
Yeah.
I want to see one kaiju hit another kaiju with a freaking shipping container.
I just want to see a clean fight out there, boys.
First to 3.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I'm very excited for it. But we'll talk about some other movies that nobody else was excited for later. But let's get into the news then. Let's do it. Because there's some good ones. They're all good.
And now the news.
They're all fucking great. All right, man. This is a kind of a can of worms, but I get Ed Brubaker's newsletter. It did make news, you know, in other venues after it came out. But Falcon and Winter Soldier came out. He basically created the Winter Soldier. You know, it was a revamp of an existing character, but the entire sort of thing is Ed Brubaker's baby with Steve Epting in.
He created the version of
landmark.
Winter Soldier that people give a shit about.
Exactly. The landmark run. I'm pretty sure that was, if not in our top 5 runs, at least honorable mentions for just about all of the panel. Yeah, exactly. So he brought it up, and he said he had a great time doing it. You know, he has the obligatory paragraph where he forgives everyone before he offends them, you know, or possibly offends them. And then is like, or begs them for forgiveness, I guess. So yeah, mixed feelings, and maybe it'll always be like that. I sure hope not. Work for hire work is what it is, and I'm honestly thrilled to have co-created something that's become such a big part of pulp culture or even pop subculture with all the Bucky Steve / fiction, which I'm so happy he mentioned. Anyway, and that run on Cap was one of the happiest times of my career, certainly while doing superhero comics. Also have a great life as a writer, and much of it is because of Cap and the Winter Soldier bringing so many readers to my other work. But I also can't deny feeling a bit sick to my stomach sometimes when my inbox fills up with people wanting comments on the show. Basically, he's talking about work for hire contracts. This is not Bill Finger. Okay, this is not that. Bill Finger. I just watched that documentary again. Oh my God. I know I've wasted a lot of time watching TV, and I do, but I get teary-eyed at the end of the Bill Finger documentary that's on Hulu, because it's a win for the creators, and it's a great thing. And I think we have to talk about Ed Brubaker's words here about how the machinations of the industry actually work. A creator comes up with an idea, they put that idea to paper, but they are paid for that idea no matter how good the idea is. And if the idea is shit and Marvel never uses it again, they never get another dime. But like with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, like with Captain America, Winter Soldier, sometimes these amazing ideas, these amazing creative works make billions and billions of dollars in merchandising, in promotion, in all kinds of stuff that also happens to include the idea itself, the story adaptation. There's a lot of talk in the industry, not from many people under contract, but some who are still allowed to talk about unionization in comics. You know,
That's
Hollywood's got a
probably a
lot
good
of
idea.
unions.
I mean, just look at what happened in DC. Could that have happened if there was a
No,
union in place?
That never would have happened if there was a union in place. Never. That big debacle. If it would have, at least it would have been a lot smoother than what we saw happen. Now, if there is a union, all right, because right now the contracts are, just like I said, somebody makes some things and it doesn't belong to them no more. It's not their stuff. But those contracts can get reworked under a union. A lot of times that does happen, especially in creative, industries. So I don't know, man. The price of comics are already going up. I don't care if these guys get paid. And there's a strong argument where, yeah, dude, Ed Brubaker should be getting some Disney Plus money right now.
He should totally be getting some Disney Plus money. I mean,
yeah,
he created everything.
The only drawback I can see, does it stifle maybe the adaptations a little bit, because you know what I mean? It's like, all right,
because I don't think so. Because
there's another
Disney is already throwing a lot of money at this. I don't think that they quibble about a little bit more in this case.
Sure, but I don't know, man. Let's say like one episode of Scarlet Witch is going to use this one hook from one story. And it's like there's an executive producer somewhere saying, if we do this, if we say this one thing, then we have to pay this.
We have to pay this
artist. You know what I
creator.
mean? You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying that's necessarily a good or bad thing either. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's a complicated web, but I think it boils down to, yes, damn it, it's these creators who are making this shit. They're the ones who are bringing this shit to life. They're the ones who make it exist. And Ed Brubaker should get paid for Falcon Winter Soldier.
You're right about that, but you're also right that certainly a few times these studios would just not use something rather than pay the licensing.
Yeah.
That certainly happen at least every now and then.
I mean, watch that Bill Finger. Have you guys seen the Bill
I
Finger?
have.
Oh, I mean, at one point, once they find out that Bill Finger has a granddaughter who is alive, Warner Brothers just starts throwing money and
they throw money at her, and if she signs the check,
and then they're like, "Hey, if you sign this check, you get out." But then she's like, "No, my goal is to get my old man's name on the shit, on the stuff." And
that was they will do that underhanded kind of shit.
The first comic book to get a Bill Finger credit for creator of Batman after all that happened? Batman and Robin Eternal #3.
Oh,
I know.
And it's the only thing it's known for. It's literally nothing else happened in that entire series. It was so bad.
What was one of the recent DC movies that had Batman in it that had Bill Finger as creator?
Dark Knight. It was Dark Knight. And they've actually gone back and changed everything retroactively. Batman the Animated Series now has Bob Kane and Bill Finger, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was remastered. The remastered one.
Yeah, but the thing
was like remastered after that happened.
This was like one of the worst kept secrets in the comic book industry, and like Bob Kane was pretty much an asshole about it.
Man, I don't know. It goes both ways. At all. Yeah, well, back then it was. Before it sort of.
We're talking like the 1960s and like late 60s, early 70s. They had like the earliest conventions were like, "Hey kids, you want to meet the creator of Batman?" And these kids are thinking of Bob Kane, and they end up introducing him to Bill Finger, and they're like, "Huh?"
Hey, I strongly recommend you guys get on Hulu and watch that documentary. It is very, very
It is great.
It is very, very good. And again, I got all teared up at the end. It's what's it called? Me and Bill and the Bat or something. Dude, if you go and just go to Hulu and search Bill Finger, it's the first thing that comes up.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, here's David's on the
Hold
prowl. Inspector Gadget over here.
I'm actually on Hulu. I actually was watching Akira before I joined up.
Nice.
So I am on. I can search it real quick.
So while and again, I don't want to speak out of turn because what we're talking about with Bill Finger was not financial. Okay, it was just about getting the man's name on a book to give him credit. There was financial shit involved after the fact, but the main goal, especially in the context of that documentary, was just to get the man's name on the
Yeah,
book,
it wasn't even his granddaughter that was on this quest. It was just some random guy that was doing the documentary, and when he found
he found them. Yeah.
He found the granddaughter, and he was like, "Oh, Batman has an heir."
Yeah, and that's what it amounted up to. But in the context of what Ed Brubaker is saying, these creators are getting credits on these episodes. You know, their names are there.
They are now, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a solid, you know, in the context of what we're talking about. All right, moving on, because David's can't find the fucking title of this thing.
Well, it's typing on an Xbox.
All of the Free Comic Book Day books got announced. Again, that is August 14th because they moved everything.
The title is Batman and Bill.
Batman and Bill. Thanks. That was not worth it. Aftershocks comic, We Live, The Last Days. Archie's got a comic. I don't know why I loaded all these up. Enter the House of Slaughter. This is Boom Studios tie-in to We Only Find... No. What is it, David?
Something is
killing the children. Yeah, something's killing the children.
And you know, it's the WWE Sergeant Slaughter.
No, it's not.
Book.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Your Sergeant Slaughter's terrible.
The G.I. Joe tie-in.
Yeah. Investigators, kid stuff. A High Republic book. That's pretty good.
Woo.
That's an all-new one. That's IDW's gold book. Lady Mechanica, actually a Free Comic Book Day mainstay for... I don't even remember.
Why do they keep trying to promote this thing?
Dude, it's on Image now.
Stop trying to make her popular. She's not going to work.
It's on Image Comics now. I bet most people who go to Free Comic Book Day have a copy of this in a stack somewhere in their house.
It's steampunk. We can do better than steampunk.
All kinds of great stuff. Blade Runner.
Man, you're gonna come over here with your like trashy indie taste that you have and shit all over somebody.
Yeah, tell him, Dave. Tell him.
Oh, I like certain
Dave,
steampunk. I just don't like this particular steampunk.
So yeah, Marvel has a Hulk/Venom #1 coming out, and they also have a silver book that we're not sure what it is. There's a whole bunch more silver books. Boom Studios got something called Just Beyond. There's an Avatar Legend of Korra book from Dark Horse. The Boys Hero-gasm #1 is getting reprinted for Dynamite because the new season of The Boys. So yeah, a lot of great stuff. Free Comic Book Day is great. Check your local comic book shop to see what's going to happen on those days. A lot of times shops have big, huge events. This year, hopefully, we'll all be able to get there and be normal by August. Everyone's hoping. So yeah, comic shops need it. Get out there, help them. The one last thing I will say about this, and I think we could talk about it. Did you guys notice what was missing from Free Comic Book Day?
No
DC Comics.
Oh, let's see. DC Comics last year, because of pandemic and other things, switched distributors from Diamond Comics, who, as far as I know, owns the trademark to Free Comic Book Day. And they no longer distribute DC comic books.
Yeah, so they
can't distribute
stuff.
Yeah,
so DC's going to have to come up with their own event now.
And it doesn't necessarily
and it's going to cost them a lot of money.
No, I don't know about that.
ain't going to like that.
It doesn't necessarily have to be their own event, okay? What they can do is just ship out extra copies of the books that are on the shelf that week for free. And what they can do is just give these away to your customers and say, no, this is a brand new book that just came out. This is the brand new Batman book. This is the brand new Superman book, whatever. That's what they should do.
But that kind of, I know that it kind of goes against what DC was doing in the past with Free Comic Book Day. They'd have some kind of book that was tied into the event.
Everything, sure.
Now, what they'll just do is they'll just come up with like 2 free books or 25-cent books like they did that one time.
Hey, kids like Punchline, kids like Harley. Let's put out these books.
The big 2 always use Free Comic Book Day to pimp out whatever their upcoming event is. Yeah.
All right, moving on. So the Free Comic Book Day, August 14th. Check it out. It's going to be great. All right, Hellfire Gala, the biggest event in comics for at least the first half of 2021.
I'm excited for it.
Me too. All right, so what it is, it's a big diplomatic event. It's just a big ass party that the mutants are putting on, and they're inviting everybody, heads of state, world leaders.
What can go wrong?
Superpower, yeah, but it's not like a tournament. It's not a big battle. It's a dinner party.
Well, the last time we were expecting a tournament, and it turned into a dinner party.
At one point, well, they actually they did have a dinner party issue. It was one of the better issues of
you
the
say
event,
issue,
actually.
It was like 3 issues.
It was
dinner party.
It was quite a bit. All right, so the way Marvel is doing this event, it's not even really an event, okay? It's just sort of a thing that is happening, and all of the books are going to attend, quote unquote, attend the party. So it's all in June 2nd. Hellions number 12. Who invited the Hellions to the Hellfire Gala?
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Marauders number 21 with some dope fashion.
Ooh.
The Hellfire, and this is the big one.
That headdress seems complicated.
It does.
It's wonderful though. The Hellfire Trading Company has put together the biggest event of the season, the first Hellfire Gala. Everyone will be there. All your favorite mutants, their closest allies, even their worst enemies, for a night of dinner, drinks, diplomacy, and deceit. Fireworks to follow. So there you go. That's also going to have a classic X-Men tale with a very first look at a Hellfire Gala by Chris Claremont and John Bolton. So it's probably going to be extra big. Sorry. X-Force is, of course, running security.
Of course.
Why does Domino have to wear a Texas tie?
Because that's what security's uniforms, okay?
So how's Kid Omega going to die while being in security this time?
Food poisoning. X-Force
gets a paper cut while looking at people's invites.
Invitations. All right, and then we get into Excalibur. That looks good. It just looks like somebody's going to have a fit. That's obviously Richter. Richter hates parties, even the nice ones, with Captain Britain's return to a changed world. This one is looking to be not so nice. And then X-Men number 21, which looks great. I mean, it's just a classic looking cover.
Aren't they revealing the new X-Men team at this party? So
they are, and I think that's happening in the pages of X-Men.
Right.
But I'm not sure. The Heroes of Krakoa debut. Yeah, that's the line for this. It's a changing of the guard as the first X-Men team of Krakoa debuts. One era ends, a new one begins, and the handoff happens here. So that's the big one. That's the important one. X-Men number 21. New Mutants number 16. The Hellfire Gala is here, and the New Mutants have a chance to take a break from the training of the youth of Krakoa, an opportunity to get dressed up and get down. But not everyone is on their best behavior. Planet size. X-Men.
That's a big one too.
Yeah, this is a big one too. The Hellfire Gala rages on, but bigger things are afoot. A world away. Make no mistake, this is an X-Men book drawn by superstar Pepe Larraz. It is absolutely the most important issue of the month. But don't take our word for it. X-Corp number 2. Alberto Foce and David Aja is doing the cover there. But that's a Teeny Howard written book. Sorry.
That is a great cover.
It's a very good cover. They've got fences to mend, hands to shake, and most importantly, a board to staff.
Babies to kiss.
Yeah. Moving on. Sword number 6. I don't know how Sword's going to get in on it. On Earth, the Hellfire Gala is in full swing, but on Sword Station 1, a very different guest list comes together as Abigail Brand finally unveils her plans for Mysterium and the future of human and mutant kind. I guess that's what they went and got. It's called Mysterium.
Yeah, that's what they got in the first issue.
Okay. Man, poor fucking Al Ewing, man. He just can't catch a break. He's like, all right, I want to do Sword. All right, you got to write it around King in Black. Shit. All right, I'll do it. When is King in Black over? Oh, it's over issue 6.
There are pros and cons. There are pros and cons to being in this connected Hickman universe.
I mean, that's true, but you still got to wonder when he's going to get like 3 issues strung together where he doesn't have to tie into an event.
Yeah, and I mean,
that's it though. Every issue of Sword has been fantastic.
It's been fantastic.
It's
been really good. Way of X number 3. Cy Spurrier, Bob Quinn, Make More Mutants. It's Hellfire Gala Hangover. Nightcrawler tries to root out the evil working to destroy Krakoa by investigating all its laws, starting with, and then it says sexy saxophone solo. So he's sort of looking into the sex law where everyone's got to do it. Wolverine number 13, Benjamin Percy, Scott Eaton. Can Wolverine and X-Force keep the peace, or is the Gala doomed? It looks like we're going to get a Deadpool party crasher, which is perfect.
I always like
he
good
does have
Deadpool
a beef.
Wolverine interaction.
He does have a beef with the mutants now.
Yeah, he
does.
just wanted a gate on Monster Island. That's all he wanted. X Factor number 10, the Hellfire Gala secrets will be revealed. Vengeance will be had, and someone's number is up. You'll never guess whose. So someone's going to die. And then we get into the fashion, which is really what we've all been waiting on. The fashion of the Hellfire Gala. This is just their main, picture here, like their promo pic. And I love this. The cape is actually a cloud that Storm herself is forming. And what an ingenious idea for formal wear. She looks regal. She looks amazing. We'll talk about it again in a bit.
Very electrifying.
It is electrifying. Hellions, number 12. And these are all going to be like variant covers as well, of course.
I like Angel's getup.
It's exactly what you'd expect, Yeah.
It's a good look for him.
It's hot. Marauders, number 21. Emma's got like 3 different costume designs because of course she does.
Of course.
This is one in diamond form, which is great that she can use her mutant power as a,
Well, she won't get cold.
Decoration. Really weird with the X boobs here.
I mean, her chest will get cold, but
yeah, that's weird. But yeah, we got one more. Oh no, we have one more Emma coming up.
There is one more Emma, yeah.
Yeah. Who's this?
Rogue.
Rogue. I know. On Excalibur number 21. Great there. Nice with the all covered and the sheer. I really like that. Cool with the boots. That's kind of a throwback to Rogue.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
She used to wear those high boots that would kind of sag, and it's like, how the hell are those boots staying up? They look so saggy. Those are like shorter versions of her saggy boots.
It's like a nod to like her very like original appearance costume.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to Jean Grey, just gorgeous. Looks so grown up there because she doesn't anymore. You know what I mean? Going back to her Marvel Girl costume.
Mm-hmm.
But really cool with the accents. The accents are what make it. I think this gold piece here, she's actually making float. Like her headdress, she uses her power to make it float as it's going. Yeah.
That's cool.
Man, a lot of the X-Men are really flexing with their fashion accessories.
Dude, I know, right?
Using their powers to make them,
Yeah. All right, moving on to New Mutants, number 19. This is Rachel Summers. Yeah, this is like some kink chic right here with her dog. I guess it kind of goes back to her being a hound.
Yep.
They were all kind of BDSM. And then, of course, back to Storm. This is on Planet Size X-Men. Number 1, man, this is going to be a hard cover to find. This is just gorgeous. It's really rad. I like just the creativity in there, using her powers. What?
I was just thinking about that scene from Frozen where Elsa creates that little temperate zone for Olaf.
Oh yeah, Storm could definitely do that. What's this? X Corp. This is Monet St. Croix M. Pretty good, especially with her other. I don't even remember what the hell it's called. She got like the mouth in her fucking hand or whatever.
Implate.
Yeah, implant, something. Yeah. So yeah, that's nice. I definitely love the shoes here. Great design on the shoes. Moving on. Sword number 6. I don't know. This is probably the one I have the biggest problem with.
I'm not a big fan of this one.
I don't. Yeah, I do not like this.
It's fine.
It's Sailor Moonish to me, man, with the ribbons and shit. I mean, what are they going for here?
It does look a little Sailor Moon.
What are they going for here?
Whatever.
I just don't care for it.
By the power of Krakoa, I will punish you.
Finally, we get to Way of X. Where the hell? Oh yeah, Way of X number 3. And it's just gorgeous.
This is probably my favorite of Emma's outfits. Here.
Yes. Oh, by far. And this is to be used in her diamond form, which is just great. Again, like
J-Lo ain't got shit on me.
Flexing, to do that. Here we got a question. Is there a point to this gala to introduce a new X-Men team? Well, yes, that is one of the things they're doing. They're introducing a new X-Men team. and that's stemming out of Ten of Swords, where
But
I didn't want that. But
more so
really,
than that, they've already been seeding these political intrigues that they're having with the rest of the world. Like one of the best issues so far was the one where they were just having dinner with world leaders. I loved that issue. You know?
So and
this is the Catalina wine mixer of
exactly
X-Men events.
This is the MNFN Catalina wine mixer where everybody in the world's getting together. I don't know. The question sort of leads you to say, well, where is this going? Where is everything leading to? And that's what we've been asking since, House of X Powers of 10. Everything has just been established. It's building a foundation. And I think it's all eventually going to lead somewhere. But at this point, no, we have no clue where anything is leading. We can describe every single brick that has been laid, but that's it. And those bricks are great. It's been a fun ride. But you're right. Eventually, everything has to go somewhere. But again, it's been very entertaining throughout. Here we go. Another great one for Wolverine number 13. It's cool, dude.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde.
It's Kitty Pryde. There's a whole lot going on here. If you look on her little thing here, she got that X, right? That's on her shoulder. If you'll notice, there's a bullet in the middle of that X. That represents when Astonishing X-Men, when she saved the entire planet Earth from a space bullet, by doing things. She's got a Star of David here, necklace. There's a lot of throwback to her older costume. She's definitely keeping the red, for the Marauders going.
Yeah, I like how she's leaning into the whole pirate motif.
Yes. Yeah. But not really overdoing it either, And here's somehow I have another.
He liked it so much he put it on there twice.
Let me see if I have the Cyclops one. I was pretty sure I had X Factor number 10 Cyclops.
Now his heels need to be out of sight.
Shut. Yeah, here it is. Let me bring this one up because I forgot to load it up. This is the last one I have for the fashion variants. I'm not a fan of this one either.
No, it just has a really big visor.
I don't like the visor at all. They should have went with smaller, with just regular sunglasses. The color motif is fine, I guess.
I'm
the
ready.
Boots going right into his pants looks stupid.
I don't like his little ab thing. I don't like his ab accent, whatever that is.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like formal to me. It looks like he's ready to go into action.
Yeah.
Why do you need? I don't know. That's just me. And listen to us. Yeah, I mean, just. This has been your fashion.
I mean, you're bringing it up. I'm just critiquing what you provide.
That's what all this Dawn of X stuff has done to us. They're giving us freaking like red carpet X-Men looks, and we're fucking eating it up.
It up, man. It's just such a novel idea because it fits into what they're doing. Krakoa is its own nation now. Of course, if you're going to lean into the politics. You've got to lean into there being actual diplomacy going on between all of these nations. And I don't know, it works for me. All right, I'm loving it. I'm loving all
I'm loving it
getting
too.
all of them. I want more. I actually want more X books.
I want less because it is starting to hurt. They're pounding us, man.
They are.
But
man.
at the same time, man, it's all good.
I'm saying thank you. Pound me harder. Moving on, since I'm the only one that watched it, I'll just mention Zack Snyder's Justice League. I liked it. A lot of the complaints I'm hearing basically boiled down to I don't like Zack Snyder or the way he makes movies. And I understand that. That's quite all right. And it's fair. You're allowed to not like it. But I think going into the movie and expecting that to not be a Zack Snyder, this is the most Zack Snyderist movie ever. Everything's in slow motion. There's no color. It's all that dark shit he loves using. Everything is just dark and everybody murdering everybody and smiling about it. Dude. It's Zack Snyder.
I mean, that's probably tell you all you need to know. I mean, if you liked his other movies, you'll like this one. If you didn't like his other movies, it probably won't win you over.
Exactly. The length didn't bother me at all because it was entertaining to watch throughout. All of the scenes that are there, all of the action is wildly entertaining.
That's what Zack Snyder's best at is action. So
yeah. The one word I'll use to describe it is more. It was more of everything. The fight between Steppenwolf and the Amazons. It's like 25-30 minutes. It's a lot of of action. And in the first cut, I almost want to say that the Amazonians came off as kind of wussies, right? Like Steppenwolf really got over on them. And that's a fine plot element because the Amazons were established as badasses in another movie. This is a continuation of a franchise. So it's okay to sort of heel turn or whatever, put Steppenwolf over by so easily beating the Amazons.
Here. Yeah.
But in this, the Amazons put up such a better fight. There's a level of strategy to their fighting. Like, I'll just spoil it. The building that they're in, right? It's designed where when they pound those things out and the walls are falling down, it's designed to fall into the ocean. It's like a giant trap. And that adds a layer, to everything going on. And it does that throughout. The big fight with the old gods and Green Lantern and everybody that Diana is talking about when she's telling the story to Bruce. That is amazing. Dude, it's epic.
I got to do 300 with superpowers.
He did. Look, I mean, it's a lot bigger. Look, Zeus. It's just going nuts in this fucking movie, dude. It was so good.
Gerard Butler.
It made me want an old gods movie. It really did. It was that fun. I mean, there's Martian Manhunter shows up. That was lame because he just kind of shows up. Deathstroke really shows up again, just kind of lame. Darkseid looked great. He was cool.
Thanos.
Flash had a whole lot more added to his story. And I think the biggest takeaway.
He had a hot dog.
Oh yeah, the hot dog. The biggest takeaway for me for Flash was less of a description. In the original cut, when they're in Flash's, apartment or whatever, and he's talking to Bruce Wayne about joining the team, he says some things that flat out say that he's got a behavioral thing. He's on the spectrum somewhere, and it's almost in your face. In this, they don't really do that. They show him having an awkward conversation with a potential boss. He's trying to get a job walking dogs, and just the conversation he has with that character gets over the fact that he has some social issues. I don't know. It felt a lot smoother to me. But in my opinion, it's Cyborg's movie. I think without him in this, the movie doesn't work at all. His story is, like I said, a whole lot more fleshed out. And it's heart-wrenching and hopeful and everything all at once. His old man gets a whole lot more, going on. I don't know, man. I liked it. It was more.
I'll probably check this out at some point. I'm not a Zack Snyder hater for the most part. I mean, I didn't like Batman versus Superman and Justice League, but I'm still gonna check this out. I'll probably like it. It'll probably be okay.
The thing about it is, you probably be like, "Oh my gosh, that story was lame. I don't like the characterizations," but they match from the other two movies. And again, the action scenes are epic.
See, I'd probably enjoy just watching clips of the action scenes more than I would sitting down and watching this movie.
You would. That's what I mean, dude. If you want to sit there and I don't know, read some comics and have it on, and if you look up and see something cool, go ahead and rewind it 10 or 15 minutes to see if you know what I mean. Because dude, that old gods, that big fight. Oh my gosh, I was in awe over how cool it would be to get that sort of shit on the screen. All right, moving on to something amazing. We all agree. All right, Falcon Winter Soldier. First episode debuted this Friday. Very good.
Oh yeah, this was amazing.
Very good. Go ahead. Somebody else talk for a minute. Damn.
Well,
I mean, I just love this show. Unlike the Snyder Cut, this was only 50 minutes. Really 40 minutes because 10 minutes.
Those credits take a damn long time. They really pad out the runtime.
Yeah. There's actually clues. There's actually clues in the credits.
I was hoping for a stinger at the end of the credits. And that didn't happen.
They're not going to do that.
They didn't do that, but for the last couple of episodes of WandaVision, I expect that's what they'll do moving forward. Is save the stingers for the later episodes.
But man, this episode was great. It had tons of fantastic action. We got to see Batroc again. That whole Falcon fight with the helicopters was just crazy.
Amazing.
That was easily the best fight scene that Falcon specifically has gotten so far.
So
it was the first time he got
adrenaline pumping, man.
Yeah, it was the first time he got to have aerial combat. Like in the other movies where he's in a supporting role, it's like, I'm going to swoop in and kick this guy who's going to shoot Captain America.
But on top of that, I think the episode did a really good job of just showing you the characterizations of the of Falcon and Bucky. Really, really Bucky, because we haven't really gotten to explore who Bucky is as a character at all, post being Winter Soldier. Because what has he done after that? He's been in a coma in Wakanda and he got snapped.
Yeah. Well, I went into this expecting Bucky to have a lot of rich storytelling, ground to sow here. I was surprised by how much they did with Sam too. It's cool getting into his background and his troubles and him having to deal with, real life issues that his superhero escapades don't really help him with.
And also him just being kind of full of himself now too.
A little bit,
in a way, sure.
Yeah,
in a way, sure.
Yeah.
I think two things struck me, maybe a third string, a third thing, but it's got a lot of great action, a lot of great heart, but the hooks here are what get me. All right, there's a racial hook.
Mm-hmm. There is, yeah.
I love it. That's exactly why I read comics.
Yeah, funny how the loans seem to dry up whenever we are coming for loans. I mean, that's pretty on the nose, but yeah, it's pretty well done.
And it was very well done. And the mental illness part.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
With Winter Soldier, he's definitely got that. He's in fucking therapy, for goodness sake, and he's trying to make amends to the point where he's actually doing the wrong thing in terms of what he's supposed to be doing to make amends. You know what I mean? He's not lying to people, but not being 100% truthful with people, almost using them as a crutch. And that's not healthy. And I
like that whole thing where he went on the date and we got to see just almost how out of his depth he is trying to do normal things, that he couldn't finish the date. He started off oh, that's really old fashioned. It's oh, well, yeah, I guess it is.
Well, the man at a time, they're definitely pulling in the man at a time sort of thing there too.
I mean, he has the same thing. He had all the same problems Steve had, but they're so much worse.
Yeah.
Because he has all this brainwashing and all the terrible things they made him do on top of being the man out of time.
Yeah, he didn't end up killing people for over 70 years and having to live with that.
Yeah. And then there's also the political angle here. The first scene of the show is Falcon doing the right thing, at least in his mind, putting the shield in the Smithsonian, giving it up and living his own life. But no, I'm sorry. That responsibility, you didn't ask for it. It was thrust upon you, sir. You're not allowed to give that up. That was my first thought. And then, holy shit, the last scene where they gave the shield to white Care Bear, motherfucker. Of course, it's politics. You know what I mean? It's putting that political angle in there. And I was angry. when this douchebag was trotting down, smiling with his old man from Up looking fucking face. Oh, I wanted to punch him in his smug little ass.
He has a very square jaw.
It's not easy for a show to get me to do something like that. I was pissed. I was like, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe the disrespect of Falcon and Captain America. What is going on? Yeah, I was very upset. So, yeah, I'm sold, dude. I'm hooked. I am hooked. It was everything. It was so much fun. I wanted more right then. You can always tell when something's good in my house, right? Because I watch everything with my old lady.
Yeah, I mean, this episode was mostly just laying the groundwork, but it did a damn good job of that.
Yeah.
It gets us invested in our two leads. And even though they haven't actually met yet, hey,
it's coming. That's another treat we get to wait for because we know
between this and WandaVision, I'm liking that they are putting faith in the material. They don't feel the need to just hit the ground running. They are taking the time to set things up so that it's better in the long run.
That and they're grabbing the characters where they are. They're not moving them any place else except where we last left them. They're just and giving us some of that background. But again.
Yeah, exchange in this episode was the last exchange that Sam had with Steve at the end of Endgame.
Yeah. So you can always tell when something's good at my house because I watch everything with my old lady. When she's like, "Oh, that was good. Let's watch that again," and we did. We rewound it and watched it right again from the beginning. So if she's that invested, she hates every damn thing. She watches that true crime shit. That's what she loves. But this, she was really into it. So yes, man. Holy crap. I want more Winter Soldier. We're going to talk more Winter Soldier next week, of course, because there's a new episode every week.
There won't
Dave, did you watch
Snyder cut.
You watch this show?
I did. I very much enjoyed it. It was everything I hoped for.
Nothing else to add?
I did not know Sam was from Louisiana.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. I will say one thing I did have a bit of an issue with here. How the fuck did the Avengers not get a paycheck?
Oh.
Tony Stark was so paying weird. For everything?
Yeah, and I figured that I assumed that meant a goddamn income,
I hate billionaires. That was actually one of my favorite panels from New Avengers when they go to recruit Spider-Man and he's like, "Yeah, we have money." And Spidey's just like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, for Hickman's run? Yeah.
Yeah, but man, how do the Avengers not get paid? Free room and board? That's all you get? Get Tony Stark dropping by every couple of weeks to talk shit about the coffee grounds?
He pays for their housing and their equipment, I guess. But I assume
he's not getting paid by the U.S. military right now to go and save that dude.
He said he had contracts, but they were just working through.
Yeah,
which is a little weird too.
Well, I mean, we know what was really going on here, though. What was really going on here is that a couple of black people showed up for a loan and they found an excuse to turn them down.
Exactly. Yeah. At least that's where Disney's, spinning it. And I don't care if you want to dig into the story and say, "Oh, well, that wouldn't work with the story. It doesn't really make sense." Well, I'm sorry. That's where we are. Take it or leave it. And I like the story. I think it's okay to use a little bit of artistic leeway if you're going to tell an important story, something that needs to be told.
Especially since I'm pretty sure, a big component of the season is going to be, Sam being a black man being Captain America.
Yeah.
And how, it's not a coincidence that we got like lantern jawed, pasty faced white guy here.
And that's what the comic was.
The government's preferred choice.
That's what the comic was. There was a whole, who will wield the shield sort of thing going on with both Bucky and Falcon. And they both sort of had the exact same tone that this first episode took. Bucky didn't feel like he was good enough because he felt like he was broken. And Falcon didn't feel like he was, good enough because, again, he wasn't the right color. He didn't fit society's ideal of what Captain America should be in that context. And in a way, they're both right. But that's not their job to be right. Their job is to lift up the ideal of Captain America and be like, no, you can be broken and still be Captain America. You can be black and you can still be Captain America. You know what I mean? And hopefully that's where the show goes, because both of those stories, within the context of what they adapted from, were fucking amazing. So awesome. Let's do food news. I ain't got
yummy.
That's still my favorite. Pepsi's got mango Pepsi. There you go.
Oh man.
March 22nd, it's going to be out. It's a permanent flavor too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've introduced us to a lot of terrible sounding stuff. I think this is the worst one I've heard yet.
I agree.
I'm not gonna get this.
You put the lime in the Coke and then you drink them both together.
I'm still gonna try it. It might be good with rum.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like a rum and mango.
No mango for you.
Yeah, no mango. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Dude, all right, are we still gonna? Yeah, we might as fucking well. All right,
you just go through it real quick, man.
Back to the Future #3. This is Transformers and Back to the Future teaming up in a comic book. Kevin Scott is writing it. He's actually the Marvel writer on the High Republic book, the Star Wars book. It's Juan Samu doing the art. This is solid, just a fun ride. It's like a rescue attempt to save Marty's parents from the Twin Pines, detention center that, the Decepticons traveled back in time and changed everything. So now in the present 2015, everything is screwed. Biff switches sides like twice, perfect classic Biff. Doc Brown shows up with a big ass gun. The Constructicons just are brutal as hell. It's really fun. Great dialogue, and spoiler alert, at the end, the clock tower transforms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Into like Metroplex type.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It was fucking rad. I know it sounds so stupid and dumb.
I mean, it's the right kind of stupid and dumb.
Yeah, dude. It was so cool, man. Because the DeLorean's a transformer. The hoverboard.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Oh, is the
hoverboard
transformer
is a transformer too? Yeah.
Really?
The hoverboard is kind of like a mini cassette when it transforms. It's just like 5 to 6 foot tall. Yeah, it's pretty rad. And another Transformers news. Dude, me Grimlock want to read comics.
I did pick up an Inferno from Kingdom.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
It's out in Australia. Nice. I don't know which ones he's talking about. Sorry.
He's probably talking about like the mango flavored Pepsi. Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe. Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry for Australia then.
Yeah,
well,
it might be delicious. It could be delicious. You have no idea.
You have no idea. You haven't tried it.
I'm confident in my assumption.
I'm just sometimes I feel I envy people who live in foreign countries because they get to have all those crazy flavors that we don't get in the States. Like in Japan, there's like 55 flavors of cat.
There's got to be stuff we get here that they
we get here stuff that they don't get, but you know. They have like a strawberry Kit Kat, and they have like a mochi Kit Kat, a matcha Kit Kat.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's do top 3. Let's do the comic. Man, it's going to be so quick and easy. Guarantee you, we all got a lot of stuff that carried over. The X-Books, I'll go first. The X-Books were good. But my number 3.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can I actually do mine rapid fire? My voice is like fading.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You sound kind of sick. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Honorable mention actually to Justice League. It looked really good. At least the line work. The panel layouts were a bit iffy, but
yeah,
I enjoyed it well enough. My number 3 is going to be Black Knight, Curse of the Ebony Blade. I liked how they got into like the psychology of someone whose powers only work when he's like embracing negative emotions, you know, and how he has to like kind of grapple with only being useful when he unleashes like the darkest parts of his personality.
Yeah, the anti-Mjolnir was a great little analogy or whatever they had in their description.
Yeah. Anyway, for number 3, I'm going to do Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon, number 3. Again, mostly because of the art here. The story was good and everything, but the art was better. Really liked all the battle scenes. He did it like we were talking about in the previews last week. He did a great job kind of juxtaposing the close-ups and the, pan-outs and everything.
Yeah.
And number 1 is, of course, Sword number 4.
Nice.
Basically
mentioned everything on my list, too. That's why I knew this top 3 this week was going to be freaking whack. Just narrow. No, it's okay. It's a narrow window this week. It's weird.
But like Eden Essie beating the shit out of Venom's Cable with the sun, that was pretty damn cool.
With a tiny little piece of the sun.
Yeah. Again, I love Eden. He's my favorite character in this book. I love the way that his powers are a lot less straightforward than you might initially think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I like how it's like, like I talk to the universe and it likes me, so it does me favors sometimes.
I think we should all go rapid fire because I am damn sure that we all basically. Adam, your list is basically the same.
My list is a little different, but
yeah, mine's a little different. Like I got the Iron Fist book as an honorable mention, right? Justice League number 59 is number 3.
Actually, I only have one of his books on my.
Oh, well then I'll just go with my number 3 then. Bendis, Ramvi, Dan Marquez, and Germanico. It is not because of the first name I mentioned. Okay, that Justice League number 59.
That book didn't even make any of my lists. I mean, I could do an honorable mention for the Justice League Dark stuff.
The Justice League Dark story was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
I blew my mind.
Told you, man, I've been pumping that book up forever.
It blew my mind how damn good it was.
Yeah, the Justice League Dark stuff is great, but the Justice League stuff, it's like Taylor said before, it looks pretty.
Yeah, but it's another weird villain introduction. It's almost like you could write page for page what he's gonna fucking do.
Yeah, Bendis has already written every single story he has ever going to write.
This villain is
now
so
we're just getting the
hip.
greatest
He's
hits
so modern.
with the DC flavor over it.
I hated it. But that Justice League Dark story with Constantine saying, "Oh, well, back 1600 years ago, this lady had this weird fucking thing," and they recorded it. And then in the 70s, a pop band. Oh, I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, it was great, man. It was really good. So yeah, that's my number 3. Go ahead, Adam. Honorable mentions.
So honorable mentions, I got a couple.
Circle.
So I got that King in Black, Amazing Spider-Man #1, and it was actually okay. Jed McKay did it. It's about Spider-Man just feeling bad about the Venom apocalypse. But Reptile shows up and he helps one person and ends up helping a lot of other people. And it was okay. It was basically like a Reptile soft pilot for whatever his book's going to be.
Yeah.
And then my other honorable mentions, X-Force 18. It's always a good book. This issue wasn't as good as other things that I've read this week.
A lot of whining.
Yeah, a lot of whining in this one, but it was still a solid issue.
Yeah.
But my number 3 is Ultra Mega #1.
That is my number Comics. 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
written by James, and drawn by James Herron, and Dave Stewart does the colors on it. This is basically an Ultraman riff.
Yeah.
But man, the art in this thing is crazy.
Fantastic. It's
fantastic. Great. It was $7.99. It's $8.
It's a big thick book.
But it's a thick book. It's like trade size almost.
Nice.
Excellent first issue for introduction. A lot of world building going on.
A lot of world building. This is sort of like a prologue issue, but this also it is its own self-contained story.
Yeah.
So you can kind of just read this and you can kind of be satisfied at it as it being its own story without having to read the next one.
Yeah.
Right. But man, the art is fantastic in this. There's a lot of body horror in this. If you're an Immortal Hulk fan, you'll probably like a lot of the art in this.
Yeah, some of these kaiju monsters have some very unique designs. The one that was encountered early on in the book was basically like a big old bloated ball with eyes on it, and then all of a sudden it has like these serpentine type appendages shooting out of it.
Yeah, but here, let me get into the actual plot of this thing. So the plot of this thing is that there is like a virus on Earth, and the virus is this kaiju virus, and it affects people. And if it's left unchecked over time, that person will just turn into a kaiju and destroy shit, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's these 3 people who get this Ultraman power from this weird dream, and their job is to just go around, and if they see a person with this virus, they can see it with their eyes because they just have that power.
Sure.
Their power reacts to the presence of the virus.
Yeah, their powers react to the virus kind of involuntarily.
Oh,
it turns them into the Ultraman, and it turns their powers also react with the person with the kaiju virus and forces them to turn into a kaiju, and they have this big fight.
But
it's a lot of interesting stuff going on.
But the whole crux of the story is the final kaiju in this issue has been left to gestate for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So they've never encountered a kaiju of this kind.
I also really like it because it just also has a lot of weird little kaiju details.
Oh yeah,
that you wouldn't necessarily think about. Like, say, what would happen if a kaiju gets decapitated in the middle of a city? Like, what would happen? Like if it would like rain blood everywhere, and like when the body lays down, it would like flood half the city with the blood of a kaiju.
Oh my god!
That particular scene reminded me of Shin Godzilla when he first makes landfall, and he just like out of his gills he spills a bunch of blood to start breathing oxygen.
Yeah,
and that floods a sewer. That scene reminded me of that because
or there's also a scene where people are all knocked out on the ground, and people are like, why are they all knocked out? And it's like because of the concussion blast from the monsters fighting, from all the kaiju fighting.
Oh yeah,
you know, because when they all hit each other, it makes big concussions and it knocks everybody out.
Oh, that's pretty fun, dude.
Yeah,
that's a neat angle that you usually don't
get
from those sorts of stories.
The blood spilling into the streets actually leads to more deaths than the actual fighting between the kaiju and the Ultraman person.
Oh wow. Cool.
It's a fun book.
It's
definitely expensive, but I think it's worth it if you want to pick it up.
I should go check it out. Dave.
Honorable mentions.
Well, I play with my Dinobot.
Radiant Black number 2.
It was good. A little slow burn.
But Nathan was kind of coming to grips with understanding the new powers that he has, and then he confronts the guy in the red, and he wasn't trying to like fight him, but it breaks out into a fight.
Yeah.
He's
the
just
dude in the red is kind of a dick.
Yeah, the dude in the red, robbing banks and stuff.
Like his dad. Did you notice how they were playing like the main character's dad being the same sort of guy as you know what I mean? Like having these expectations, not understanding fully what the main character is talking about in terms of, you know what I mean? They're not understanding him. It worked for me in that way.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was like a father having expectations of his son that are not being met, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's also with that villain. I thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it.
But
Nathan, his friend's just a goofball. I'm the friend.
Yeah.
That's me. If I'm in this story, I'm just dude's friend.
And Nathan's coming to grips with like he has this superpower. He could use it to rob banks, but he doesn't. And when he chases off the guy in red, he's got like them bags of money, and he decides to return the money to the bank.
Are these not the most unrealistic police in the world?
Yes, they
I mean, the cops show up and be like, "Hey, man,
we
know you a superhero. Will you help us out?" And they're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's like, hey,
weird, dude.
It's like coming up with an excuse to like when the mother arrives. Oh, he stopped somebody from laying on the tracks.
Yeah. Cool. You have another one?
My number 3 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 115. Throwdown in Mutant Town.
So far behind.
Basically, Toka and Razor are on a rampage. Bebop and Rocksteady get involved, and
finally.
And there's like chainsaws and sledgehammers and guns, and Toka and Razor are basically mentally children, and they're beating the crap out of these.
Yeah, I've seen Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah. So, but
babies.
Mama says have fun.
Good choice. TMNT is always a win.
But we're setting up for a mutant battle of the bands now.
Oh, rad!
Yeah.
With those guys, with Toka and Razor?
No, with Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, our time-traveling Lita from the future has basically thrown down the gauntlet.
Nice. Taylor's already given us his. He's not feeling well. That's what happens, I heard, when you get the vaccine. You just get sick. I'm sure that's not it. My number 2 is Sword number 4.
Hey, man, that's my number 2 also.
Just a great issue. Honestly, it's getting a bit bogged down in the whole King in Black thing.
It is getting bogged down in the King in Black stuff. That said, though, it is giving Manifold just a great opportunity to flex so hard.
Yeah.
Just showing off his powers.
I love
the shit out of Null with a sun.
Yeah. I love what Manifold did. I thought it was wonderful, but I'm sorry, WizKid transforming the think tank.
Oh yeah, definitely
was fucking dope.
And I liked Mentalo being kind of offended by it too.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, that's
my tank.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Yeah, great character stuff, fun dialogue, fucking amazing art. Valerio Schiti's art is just wonderful.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, great choice. I love that book. But honestly, I will be anxious when it is actually starting to do its own thing again.
Yeah, I want to see what's up with that damn Mysterium stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent choice. So is that your number 2 pick too?
That was my number 2.
Dave, it's all up to you, man.
Well, my number 2 pick was Ultra Mega.
Oh, that's right. So it's all up to me.
Yeah. I think you and me probably have the same number 1.
Is it the Black Knight book?
It is not.
See, my number 1 pick is the Black Knight Curse of the Ebony.
Oh, really?
Taylor's already mentioned it. Simon Spurrier, Sergio Davila. I've never been a fan of the Black Knight or even read much of this character. But this was a spectacular debut and a really fun introduction for me. Taylor sort of alluded to it. I think he may have leaned into it actually pretty hard. There's a mental health sort of angle here as well. Dane's power, the thing that defines him as an individual and a hero, is that sword, the ebony blade. But in order to use it, he has to subject himself to all these terrible, terrible things, all these memories and ideas and these actions. He has to give into it in order to absorb its power. And it's slowly making him sick. Maybe not slowly. Maybe he's been there for a while.
He's been there for a while.
He's using
this has been an ongoing
apps.
Black Knight thing for a long time.
It's a compelling dichotomy. You know what I mean? It's really interesting to me. There's great writing here. You know, it was funny in some parts. It had these jokes. I love when Thor comes out. He's like, "You making fun of me with the way you're talking?" You know, he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm just my motif. That's what I'm going with." Which is another thing, you know, him leaning so hard into being this character that he's obviously not really, you know. How do you be yourself when your power and your individuality is based on not being yourself, on being the Black Knight, being something else? And I think there's something to that. I think Cy Spurrier is saying something with that. And I love comics that say something. I hope it continues to say stuff. And the art complemented, you know, the story beautifully. Fun layouts, interesting layouts, you know, one just blocky, everything was moving around. So yeah, great debut. I'm on for the long haul. I want to seek out more Black Knight, just like the Grifter story from Urban Legends wanted me to find a Grifter story. I'm looking for more Black Knight now. So
there was a Black Knight run not too long ago that was actually pretty good with him running a kingdom in Otherworld. It was okay.
Yeah. The only other book I've read from Black Knight was like a Mystic Arcana, like a one shot, and it was okay. But I don't think it was actually this guy. I don't think it was Dane. I think it was a different guy.
Really?
Yeah. All right, number one.
Number one for me. For once in a long time, a DC book. Nightwing number 78.
It was amazing.
Tom Taylor. Bruno Redondo.
Yeah.
Do what?
You never sold that one. I got that.
He got it in his box.
Yeah, I got it in my box.
He had it pulled. He had it pulled.
I was one of the few people reading this book before. It got Tom Taylor. So I read it
digitally, and it was good. The only thing I had a problem with is it felt just ordinary in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, it is sort of Nightwing getting back to being Nightwing, because the last year and a half he hasn't been Nightwing. He's been Rick Grayson.
Exactly.
And now this is sort of Nightwing going back to basics.
That's what I think I missed from it.
Which for me was a good thing, because the last year and a half has been kind of bad. For Nightwing.
I guess I'm seeing him getting back to a place that I never knew he had left.
Right.
So that's why it sort of missed for me.
But that said, the art in this was fantastic.
Of course.
Bruno looked beautiful. Redondo looked beautiful. I liked all the character interactions. The Nightwing gets a dog. I'm a sucker for dogs.
It had a Hawkeye energy.
It did have a lot of a Hawkeye energy.
The David Hawkeye.
But and then he also had to finally deal with Alfred's passing. That was the big thing at the end. Was reading Alfred's note, and that was a beautiful note. I think that Alfred wrote.
Oh, it was quite good.
For Dick.
Tell me what you need in advance. I'll get in your box. Yeah, we always forget that, Travis. We know the rules. We just forget the rules. We forget the rules. So if you didn't read it, Alfred obviously got left a whole bunch of money to take care of, the billionaire's kid. He didn't spend it. He invested it wisely. And over the years, it's pretty easy to siphon money from a billionaire who's using, billions of dollars a year to fund a crime fighting gig. So Alfred, when he died, he was a billionaire and he left it all to Dick.
Yeah.
He left every cent to Dick. Which is also another great moment in this, because Dick Grayson owns like a building. He owns like an apartment building. And at one point he's like, man, I'm so broke. I can't raise rent. Just that nice guy, little tease there where, yeah, this is a really nice guy. When he brings the dog and he's like, yeah, that dog's going to the pound tomorrow. And Oracle's like, no, it's not. That dog is here forever. You're fooling yourself. I know you. And I hope that's what the rest of the series is, sort of him questioning himself. He's sort of like the anti-Hawkeye. Hawkeye is so full of himself. He's got so much confidence. He's overconfident. Nightwing's got self-esteem problems.
He does, but he also puts on that self-esteem too.
A little bit.
He puts on airs sort of kind of like Spider-Man.
He's got the tough guy persona to it. I also like the beginning when him and Barbara met for the first time.
Oh yeah. That beginning scene where they were talking with the bully. Yeah. When they were kids, that was great.
Yeah. So yeah, good issue. I felt like I was missing something. I don't think the book was missing anything. I think I was missing something.
Yeah.
And it's bound to get better, moving forward. Good choice though. It just leaves one guy and one book. It's you, David.
I am. I was just reaching for it.
Okay.
You asked him the trick question.
Yeah.
Orphan and the Five Beasts from
this one Comics. I couldn't get a hold of.
I didn't like it.
I loved it.
Of it. I didn't care for it.
Oh my gosh. This is like one of them. This is like in the vein of like Shaolin Cowboy.
Yeah.
This orphan named Mo has been tasked by his master upon his master's or dying wish, I believe it is, to right the wrong that the master has done many years ago. He taught 5 individuals the ways of fighting or war of kung fu. It's not necessarily explicitly explained, but he taught these
martial arts.
He taught these 5 guys basically
how to make the best cheeseburgers.
Yes, and using the best cheeseburgers, they defeated a great evil and drove it back across the mountain.
Yeah,
and now they have become the bad guys. They have lived long enough to see themselves become the villains.
Now the master's coming back to spank the bottoms.
Well, the master has now the agreement was he would teach them the mystical art of cheeseburger making.
Yeah.
If they returned to him to complete their training, which none of the 5 did. So this orphan has lived his entire life under the training of the master and is now set out to fight these 5 cheeseburger makers. And the first one,
so it's like 5 deadly venoms.
Yeah,
with
it's exactly
cheeseburgers.
like that.
But it is
cheeseburgers. It's not.
James Stokey. So it's excellent artwork. I love it. Like the first couple of pages is nothing but storytelling through art.
The art is definitely
the art is beautiful in this.
Yeah.
I mean, it is something that you would expect from him. And I really love the first of these 5 guys that shows up at the end of it named Thunder Thighs, and he basically has these thighs that are strong enough. He looks like Zangief from Street Fighter.
He's bigger than that.
He's bigger than that, but he resembles Zangief. And
everything about the art though is like overly done.
Yes,
it's all exaggerated.
But that's what you expect with Stokey.
No, not to this extent, dude. Not to the Thunder Thighs extent.
But the Thunder Thighs guy can kill a horse with his thighs.
I know.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It wasn't.
It's some pretty strong thighs.
Yes.
I mean, dude, it's like thighs. It was weird. I didn't care for it. I get how you liked it though. The art was okay, but again, it was that Stokey does not do over exaggerated. He does ultra hyper violence, like that. Exaggerated
there will be. I believe there will be that. I mean, the guy. One guy is flinging like horse limbs at another guy.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I did not care for this.
I loved it. I'm glad you did. I'm on board. I'm on board for the next issue. I want to see this thing.
I think it's only a 4-issue series.
It is only a 4-issue mini,
which is weird. You figured it'd be a 5-issue series. The 5 orphans.
Well, I guess he's going to get 2 of them in one issue.
Yeah, one of them are twins.
Some
of them are twins.
The Kataragi twins,
that'd be dope.
Scott Pilgrim.
Cool. Well, we are all booked out. It was a weird week for books.
Yeah, it was a rather light week.
Yeah, we got some gems, and we talked about the gems. So we'll have more gems next week. Thanks for hanging out. We're on YouTube. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Go over to those other 2 platforms that you're not on now. Search out Outright Geekery. Give us a like, a follow, and a share. We would really, really appreciate it. Tell your pals. Patreon.com/OutrightGeekery is where you give us some money if you wanted to.
Just a tip.
Just a tip. We just need $1.
We'll shout out your name if you give us more.
Yeah, David will scream your name in passion if you give us $1 a month. You're not going to get that deal anywhere else. Nowhere else. We've got so much shit going on. The Bullies are going to stream probably tonight at midnight. I cannot wait to hear them go back and forth on the Snyder Cut. You can tell Eli.
This might be the end.
I can tell from
this
Eli's
might be
comments,
the end. This might be the end of the comic book Bullies.
It might.
It might cause such a riff.
Leroy really enjoyed it for as much as Leroy can enjoy anything. You can tell. And Eli hated it probably about as much as a person cannot like a thing. So it's going to be very interesting. And then they'll talk about that, and then they'll talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they'll both love it. So,
yep,
just like we did, but you guys didn't watch it. So check them out. That'll be on our Facebook page later on. Search them out, Comic Book Bullies. They're also going to be here Tuesday for our Tuesday night show when we talk about Akira, which I'm very excited for.
Tetsuo!
We'll be back tomorrow night at 7 Central Time to talk about all the books coming out this week, and there is a heap. There are so many good ones.
It's the last full week of the month, right?
Yeah, a lot of great books. So come back then. Also, Big Willie's here all week long doing all kinds of reviews and interviews and unboxings and just hanging out with artists doing just whatever he wants to do. And it's amazing stuff. Come back and check it out. We'll also be back next week to do all this shit again. And Tuesday, we're talking our top 5 TV shows of all time. I've already got my list done. I'm finished.
I'm a slacker.
Don't slack. It's easy. TV's different. I've come to realize when I was thinking through my list, TV's different.
It is different.
Cool. So thanks everybody for listening, and most of all, thanks to you guys for hanging out with this guy.
Thanks for putting up with our bullshit.
We're gonna do it again next time. I think Taylor should do it this week because his voice is so.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
He'd be like, same. So he's probably got allergies, man. My kids got